Alrighty, so I wanted to start introducing some different segments on my channel, and I wanted to touch up this painting for a while now. I don't know what happened to it. I'm not sure if I use linseed oil to thin my paints out, and unfortunately sometimes when you put too much, it'll yellow over age. So I'm thinking that's what happened here. This has already been stretched. I wanted to hang this in my room. I finished this painting a few years ago, and I just wanted to fix this, and then I wanted to just touch up a little spot that got something on it. I don't know how well that shows up on camera, and you probably laugh at my palette that I use is just a paper plate, but it's just easier for me, especially when I was doing sketch cards. It's just easier for me to, after each project, just throw this away. What I do to preserve, I'll show you at the end, what I use to keep the paint dry between projects. I will show you how I do that. It's actually a pretty simple thing that I found at the dollar store, and I found it very useful to put a lid on, and I can hear Jordan. She just got her schedule today for school, which literally starts on August 19th, which is crazy to me. I remember going back to school on like a few days into September, but not anymore. So, yeah, so that means I'll have to be getting up early. So I think I'll probably end up, that'll also change things for the channel a little bit, where I'll probably end up doing more things, especially art-wise. I think I want to put and this is one thing that's a bad habit for me. I'll show you in a moment. I end up, if you're interested in what paints I use, I will show you in a moment. This tube here is really old. I've had this one for a long time. It's actually started leaking out, and then the linseed oil in it that hardens. These are, I just bought because I ran out of yellow. I use Winsor Newton. This is cadmium yellow, and I've started buying them in these big tubes, and I actually go through them not always real fast, but certain colors I use way more than others. And this one here I just purchased because I ran out of yellow. I used to use, funny enough, but it was just a cheap way to get paint, is Artist Lofts, which was actually made by Michaels. But I don't know what they did with it. I guess they discontinued it because after COVID it disappeared. Which is unfortunate because I like to use this as a base color. I know most people paint, create their own flesh color, but I kind of used this for a lot of the Disney. I'll tell you more about this in a minute, why I'm painting this. But this has always been a great color that I can just quickly change to either darker or lighter when I'm painting people. And unfortunately I can't get any more. Funny enough, it used to be called Flesh, but now it was changed to light pink, and then, like I said, for some reason they got rid of it, which I don't understand why. But I wanted to actually fix some of the smudges. Unfortunately, because I forget that I'm working in paint and I'm all over the place sometimes, I end up getting it on my hand, and then I'll move somewhere else, and then I'll get it on me. So if you're doing oil paint, you got to be careful of that. And unfortunately, yesterday, I actually had done a whole video. I was updating a Minnie Mouse painting that I also wanted to fix up and finish some details, and I shot the whole video, and then I went to go back to it, and part of it, actually the camera had stopped, and I'm still not sure why. It did get a little hot, so I know, oddly, although it shouldn't really at this day and age with cameras, I use the Osmo 3 to do my videos, which I love because I used to use my phone all the time, but with the Osmo I can see myself. You can reverse the camera, like right now I can look up and see the screen that's recording. And that way I know at least that I'm actually live and not just sitting and talking for an hour and then go to look at footage and be like, nothing recorded. Like I said, I just wanted to brush up a few things on this, and then I'll end up hanging this up in my room at some point, probably. And as I was saying, the reason I've always had a huge fascination with Disney costumed characters. They always bring back memories of the parks to me, which I've always loved as a kid. I'll show you some pictures of me when I was younger. My mom, although I don't remember going to Disneyland when I was around 5, but apparently maybe some relative or my mom's, I think, because she used to have cousins in California, and they sent her the shirt, I think, is what I'm wearing in the one photo. Unfortunately, I can't ask my mom anymore because she passed away a few years ago, and I miss her a lot. I always want to tell her something new happens with the family or whatever, or I'm proud of myself for finally accomplishing something or whatever, and I can't talk to her anymore. I have my aunt to talk to who lives in Florida, which I do sometimes, but it's not my mother. I miss her a lot. I want to start bawling here. But yeah, I still have, luckily, she used to call off and on, and I didn't always get the messages, and she left some messages for me on my phone, so I keep those, and I haven't really listened back at them just because I know it's going to make me sad, but it's nice to have. And I've even thought of a few times, as crazy as it may sound, as nowadays you can use AI to basically take someone's voice and make that an AI person and talk to them, and I think that would be kind of cool, but also kind of a little weird. So I've never done it yet, but I know that tech is kind of already with us, and I'm gonna go ahead and just do a little putting some more white on here. And if you like these kind of videos, let me know. I'll definitely do more of them. I mean, I plan to anyways, but I would like your input. I always like hearing back from you all and that you enjoy a certain type of video. I get comments off and on saying, I love this video and thanks for posting it, or I've been looking for this figure or whatever. And please do comment. I love talking to people. I often get these messages where people are like, I'm sorry to bug you or whatever. You're never bugging me. That's why I do the videos, for you to all talk together as a group and have fun and share your life with me as I do with you. So it means a lot to me. I also just do these videos, although they don't mind. They don't really matter so much to my kids now, but I then, they can go back when they get older and be like, I'd like to listen to Dad ramble on about stuff or something and talk about, my life and stuff in general. I'm going to start doing some videos about, I often, when people hear about the crazy things that happened in my life, they're like, you should write a book. And I'm like, yeah, no one's going to want to hear that, but I have a lot of crazy stories. I think I'm just going to do short videos at some point just so you can hear them yourselves. And the reason I'm putting this white on here is because the canvas, although white, still kind of is a slightly darker color sometimes, and I just wanted to brighten these up. You know, I paint almost every single day, although I regret it. Certain days I regret it because of the pain it causes me in my hands or whatever, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to do it no matter what, no matter how much pain it ever causes me, because it brings me happiness and it keeps me sane. Because if I didn't have something to do, I would, you know, like a lot of times when people get old and they just kind of lose the fun in life, and then they end up, you know, passing away younger or sooner than they really should. And it brings happiness to me, and I want to share with you. So I hope you enjoy it. If not, I don't care. No, I'm going to do it anyways. But I like to hear your thoughts. And anyways, I used to go to Disney World off and on, a lot more after I met my wife. Like, my wife had never been to Disney World. And so on our honeymoon, when we got married, we chose to go to Disney World. I'd always been a huge Disney fan, pretty much my entire life. So it was so great to meet someone who also loved Disney, and she'd never got to go. So this was her first time, which was great because, you know, it was our honeymoon, and we got to share that experience together. And she became a nut for Disney like me, and then she has, you know, loved it ever since. And we used to go to Disney World a lot. I'm gonna put a little slight shadow underneath this one. She loves Disney as much. Me more so, as I'm sure you've already noticed from my videos. I kind of slightly am addicted, but she watches Disney YouTubers along with me every night. That's what we do. And if you watch my videos at night, I really thank you for letting me be a part of your day, because I know there's millions of people on YouTube. The sad thing, I mean, if it's what you're into, fine, but there's so many YouTubers I find that just do stupid things. I know for a while, like, the craze was just YouTubers who would do ridiculous things and jump off their roof into a pool hundreds of feet away or some nonsense. And that's not my thing, so you'll never see that here. I just like to share my life with you and things I enjoy. And I hope it does for you too. So, yeah. And like I said, I'm just gonna do this little bit of shadowing under his eye. Hopefully it shows up. I know this new camera I use is a little bit more bright than, yeah, it gives a little bit more depth. You probably can't even see it because of the level of my camera's at, but hopefully you can see the little shadow under there. I'll just make it a little darker. Yeah, anyway, so the reason I'm painting this is I've kind of been like an obsession with the costumes at Disney World. It just brings me back to when I used to go. Let me turn this around for a sec. It just brings me back to, you know, I look at the photo and then I remember, like, yeah, that this particular costume was for, you know, the 4th of July, or this is the regular Mickey. And the one picture I showed you of me at Disney World was when I was 16. And if you didn't already know, I'm bipolar, so I've had to deal with depression my entire life. And I just was not happy a lot of my life when I was younger. And I'm gonna have to fix that later because I put because if you want to be a photorealistic artist, you need, like, you can't have the paint, you can't, I want it to look like a photo somewhat. So you can't have that jagged edge of the canvas because that throws it off and takes away from the realism. Even here, I need to clean that up a little bit, but we're gonna stop with the eyes and stuff for now. And then I'm gonna go and fix this up. Actually, I kind of want to put a shadow right here because there should be one. I don't have the original photo of this in front of me that I used for reference originally, but let's go ahead and, as Bob Ross would say, let's go put a happy cloud right here. I actually used to come home and love to watch Bob Ross on PBS back in the 80s, and I will no longer, I used to actually even buy Bob Ross paint, but I will no longer do that because when the people who run it now are scum. I'm sorry. They basically took away all the proceeds from, or signed the company over on his deathbed. They had him sign the company over to them, and that meant that his son or any other family members would not receive a dime from the Bob Ross name. They couldn't use the name or they'd sue. And so that's why you see so many weird things with Bob Ross's name attached, which is really sad. And his son, who painted a lot on his channel, got absolutely nothing. Not that, like, even myself, not that I'm rich or anything, but if I had a lot of money, I'm not going to leave all that to my kids in general, probably because, I'm the one who worked hard for it. So I'm not one of those parents who are like, let's leave. Now, I'm not saying I won't leave my other things to my kids, but you know what? I've been told by, kind of laugh probably, all my kids are, please sell your stuff before you die, because we do not want to go through it. See that we gave that thing more, his eyebrow there, more realistic. It's got a little drop shadow underneath there. I probably should put one here too, but for now we're just going to leave that. I'm going to switch to a bigger brush. I do want to clean this up at some point, yeah, let's go ahead and grab a bigger brush. We'll use this one, and we're going to go ahead and fix this up. I've only got a few colors on here, and I'm sure you know, red and blue make a purple. And so I think I'm gonna, let's just, and this will take a few days to dry even. Let's go ahead and make ourselves a little bit of a purple here, because I want to cover this. I want to cover this stuff up. I got to make sure I get enough paint on here because that linseed oil still may drip through, but we'll make our own little purplish red here. Make a happy little cloud. But yeah, I used to love watching Bob Ross. I mean, it's not my style of art, but it was neat to just learn. It kind of got me into doing oil paints because I had never really done them. Unfortunately, one of the reasons I stopped was because I was getting headaches from the chemicals, but not until I was a lot older, and actually in my 30s, that I discovered that after watching commercials for Dawn dish detergent where they clean off the ducts that got in an oil spill or whatever, and Dawn dish detergent, that's literally their mascot now is the ducks. And so I found that if I just use Dawn dish detergent, a little in my house doesn't always I end up with a darn cat fur in my, because that's what happens when you have 8 cats, Kevin. There's always fur in my art. So if you ever get anything from me and you do see that, sorry, it's an added bonus. My cats helped out, but yeah, I want to it's funny. Yeah, it seems to always get in my paintings. I need to clean that edge up, which I'll have to rotate around. But yeah, we're gonna clean this up, and hopefully this linseed oil does not skip through again. I think I just ended up, I guess, putting too much there at the time. I can match any color, so I usually can get exactly what I'm looking for to fix something or match the background that's already there, because I can match any color I see, which I'm sure you've probably come across those types of videos where people will paint, like half of something is real and then the other half is a painting, and they paint and match the colors, and people are astonished. But I'm like, yeah, as an artist, that's what you should be able to do. That's just something natural, at least to me anyways. Like you're not even going to notice that I did this any different or on a different day. Oops, didn't get enough blue on there. But yeah, if you ever have any questions or, want some suggestions, or I just yapping around on my videos and kind of share with you just my own experiences, and I self-taught myself everything. I didn't go to college. A lot of people are like, when I used to do conventions, I'd be like, what college do you suggest my kid go to, or this and that? And I'm like, I'm kind of the wrong person to ask that to, but I do recommend, if you're going to go to college, go for business, because you in art, you're going to need to be your own. Well, I mean, you can hire someone, but I'm my own manager and everything else. That way I know, what's going on, all the details, and don't take a word for someone else. Heck, well, that's probably why I'm poor, but I don't have a good manager. But I did have someone for a while when I was doing artwork in Asia for Disney World and stuff. I had a different manager who kind of helped sell my art and such. Whoa. And but I just like doing everything myself. And people are like, sometimes I message people and they're surprised. They're like, oh, it's actually you messaging me. And I'm like, yeah. But yeah, I gotta fix this. This is a little, get some rough edges around. That's the thing with paint on canvas. You're gonna occasionally, depending on the thickness of the weave, you can occasionally get, let me hold this up for myself. You're going to get bumpies. Oh, I see on the outside ridge, it needs to be cleaned up. So I'm going to have to turn this upside down for a minute. But yeah, I'll be doing more of these videos. Funny enough, I used to have, and I think it got, actually maybe it didn't get broken. I don't know where it went. Although I think it did. I think some part of it got broken. I used to have I had a custom cut Mickey Mouse palette. I think it got wrecked. Whoa. Oh, come on. Oh, now I'm going to have to fix that. I tried to be gentle and not get that messed up, and it's a simple fix. But yeah, I wanted to clean up these edges. But I want to get this I wrap my own canvases also. At least I used to. It's a pain in the butt doing it, but it saves money. It can get expensive having other people. And I don't really have a lot of art places around here. Michael's, but the Michael's charges a lot to frame. They always have this like 70% off, and you're like, ooh, I'm not going to pay a lot, but you are in the end. Well, however they mark it up, I don't even know. But they mark it up, and then you end up paying a boatload for something that shouldn't have cost a lot, just to stretch a picture for you, because it's not that hard. You just have to have special plier tools to pull the canvas and all that good stuff. Oh, I just got one spot here. I need to fix the edge, and then we will call this one finished. Well, that's not what I'm going to call it, but you get what I mean. I just need to fix, we'll take a smaller brush for that, and I'll keep the rest of this paint for something else. But let me see, we just need to thin this out. That's why I use linseed oil. It helps make a sharper edge. Let's go ahead and fix this. I need to, come on. Usually, I'm listening to not documentaries, like audio books. I do that a lot while I'm painting. Right now, I'm listening to it's kind of a story about the guy. One of the guys, actually, it's all about the growth of Disney World from the beginning. And one of them is about a guy that the writer who wrote the book tried to get information about from the Disney company, and they won't even discuss the guy. He's kind of had questionable ways he did things, and but he helped get Disney World off the ground, and it's kind of an interesting book. I'll talk about it more maybe in the future, but it's quite informational. You get a lot of behind the scenes stuff you normally wouldn't about how Disney became actually got off the ground, was from help from someone else, actually quite a few people. And I want to finish this up, and then we will, hold on here. I know someone's outside. I hear someone trying to talk to me, but they hear I'm talking, so they're not going to come in. So I think it's my wife. All right, so that wraps this up. It's almost like 30 minutes. The other one yesterday was an hour long, so I'm kind of glad maybe it didn't work. But we'll finish. Say this one's pretty much finished up. I just had to, like I said, we'll just clean this nose up here. I just want a smoother line. I'm a perfectionist, so if I see something that's doesn't look right, I will go nuts until I fix it. And yeah, there we go. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did doing it. I will be having some more painting videos coming up. If you haven't already, please thumbs up this video, share with your friends, and as always, I'd like to wish you a magical day, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.